Hello everyone and welcome back to Canine Mind. Today I am pissed off, or I guess more accurately I am very concerned. To explain why, I need to talk a bit more about myself and what I do to give you a bit of context. I am actually not a professional dog trainer. I train dogs. I have studied to become a dog trainer. I am head instructor at a dog school, all of that is true, but I don't earn a single penny off of it. I am 100% a volunteer. I make these videos, I train dogs, I even work with behavioral issues, all because I want to help dogs. That is the most important thing to me. I say this not because I want a pat on the back, but because to avoid any jealousy accusations that I might get. So, what happened? So, I do have a regular daytime job, obviously, and I recently uploaded a video, so at work, I just wanted to check if the video was doing well. So I typed in my name and then I saw this other channel that I didn't recognize and it had 32,000 subs. So I decided to check it out, and to my surprise the channel was only 4 weeks old with 32,000 subs. It uploaded a video every single day and I noticed the channel was 100% AI. From the channel profile picture, the scripts, the thumbnails, the titles, the descriptions, the voiceover, 100% AI generated. That was a big surprise to me. My first instinct was, okay, these subs have to be bought, there is no way. So I decided to check out one of the videos. And to me, these subscribers seemed very real, because there were also premium members. I looked at some of the comments. A lot of the comments were very generic, but some of them had actual complaints, saying, hey, I love the video, but the subtitles are a mess. They are full of spelling errors, which again makes sense. Some of these words don't even exist. It is completely AI generated. And complaints about the subtitles not matching what was actually being said, again, because it's all AI generated. The problem is that AI often is wrong, and in a bad way, because AI is confidently wrong. AI will never tell you that it's not sure or that it thinks that something is happening. So I decided to watch some of these videos because, maybe they're good videos, maybe at least the information is accurate. And obviously, to my great surprise, the videos were not correct at all. Most of the time, they were just incomplete, or they would talk about an issue being because of that reason, while in reality, an issue could be because of dozens of different reasons. When you're working with dog behavior, you also need to look at that individual dog. Why is that dog doing that? It's not one or two potential reasons. Hey? So most of the time it was just incomplete. No big deal. But in other things, they were completely wrong. People watching that video may actually adjust how they treat their dog, what they do with their dog, and how they react to certain behaviors of their dog, because they think that behavior suddenly is problematic, while it might not be problematic at all. So these channels are just pumping out videos. Not a single human has touched anything on that channel. If there's a human behind it that even watches the videos to make sure it's not that bad, they definitely don't know anything about dogs. And watching them and following that advice might actually harm your dog. You might believe that your dog has some issues while it doesn't have any issues at all, which will then potentially change how you treat your dog, what you do with your dog, how you behave around your dog, how you communicate with your dog, all because of wrong information. I don't mind that this channel is monetized. I don't care at all. It's another channel. It has no impact on me. The only reason I'm saying all of that I'm a volunteer, is because I want to make clear that I truly just want what's best for dogs. So please be careful with what content you're watching. Have a critical eye. Don't just believe AI. Ask AI about any topic that you know a lot about, a specific topic that you know a lot about, and you will find that AI is probably wrong. It is very dangerous to just blindly trust AI. And this is not an isolated incident. I was scrolling through the comments, and in those comments I saw another channel saying, hey, I also made a video on this, you should watch mine. I click on the channel, AI generated. This is getting everywhere. And again, if the information would be correct, I would not care less. If dogs are getting helped, I am happy. But they're not. And they're potentially being harmed. And that's why I am so pissed off. People are just making these bots to make money about a topic they know nothing about, and they are actively harming dogs. I want to take a look at some of their videos together, so I can actually comment on what is wrong, and to give you a clearer picture of the issues at hand. But I use natural lighting, the sun is going down, so that will have to wait until tomorrow. So here is where it first started. I look up my own channel and I see this other channel called Canine Mind that I didn't know of. By now, as you can see, as of recording this, it has 36.6 thousand subs. When I first saw this channel, it had about 33,000. So let's take a look. As you can see, all of these thumbnails are AI generated. The titles are AI generated. The videos are AI generated. This channel uploads a video every single day, and it's only about 1 month old. So I click on one of the videos, I scroll down, and what do I see? I see a comment by a user that says, I also made a video on this topic. Tried something slightly different, would really appreciate your support. I have seen this exact same reply on multiple comments. So let's check out that channel. And surprise, surprise, it's another AI channel. So I'm starting to wonder, okay, how many of these channels are there? So easy, let's just look up Dog Behavior Explained, filter it on uploaded this month, and see what happens. And as you can see, it is AI video after AI video. None of these are real. Let's take a look. Paw Prints, 11.2k subs, 309 videos. Uploading a video every single day. All of it AI, all of it incomplete information, or even worse, wrong. Okay, let's click on another channel, The Dog Wiki. Video every single day, although it's been 8 days since the last upload. AI thumbnails, AI titles, AI script. Another channel with over 10,000 subs, that's potentially over 10,000 dogs that got harmed by false information. Next one, a channel called Dogora. 3 videos in the last day, all of it AI. Paw-tailed Pets, new channel, 2 weeks old, not a lot of subs, but again, all AI. Let's look at one of the videos, and I mean, you really couldn't get any B-roll of German Shepherds. These channels are starting to pop up everywhere, about every single topic you can imagine. They do not care about your dog. They do not care about informing you or helping you or your dog. They care about one thing only, and that is making money, making ad revenue. These channels are popping up all across YouTube about every single topic you can imagine, and most of them are very wrong. Again, they do not care about you. They just want money. Do not watch them. Do not follow their advice. If the information would at least be accurate, that would be something. It would be nice. But to prove to you that it's not, let's take a look at some of their videos and see what's being said and what's actually true. But before we do that, let's actually take a step back and open up ChatGPT. I'm going to open up ChatGPT and ask him 3 different questions. These will be potentially real cases. We're going to start with a very difficult one. The second one will be a bit easier. And then the third one will be very easy. So I am 100% certain that ChatGPT will be wrong about the first 2 issues. And I hope it is correct about the third one. First issue will be incredibly difficult. The second issue will be incredibly well known, but is in fact so uncommon. It is the most misdiagnosed behavioral issue with dogs. And so I am sure that it will just give you the straight up answer instead of even thinking about that it's misdiagnosed. And the third one, I hope it will get. So first case, let's start with classically conditioned aggression. So in this case, let's say I have a dog. The dog is in pain. It has a medical issue. It has broken its leg. And so every time someone approaches the dog gets aggressive as a defensive mechanism because it is in pain. Eventually the wound is healed. He goes to a vet. The dog has no pain at all anymore. But still, every time someone approaches, the dog gets aggressive, even though the pain is gone. This is because the reaction of being aggressive to people approaching is classically conditioned. Let's ask ChatGPT what a normal person would ask. And again, as someone that works with people to help them with their dog's behavior, most of the time people are wrong. Most of the time people will not give you all the answers. A large part of being a behaviorist is talking with people, asking a lot of questions to be able to know what the underlying issue is. So I am going to take the role of a general dog owner. I will not give all this information. I will tell ChatGPT what a regular dog owner would tell me, for example. Which in this case is my dog bites whenever someone approaches. And let's see what it has to say. So what I wanted to say is to ask me more questions. When does it attack? Does he attack everyone? When did it start? Especially when it comes to aggression, there are so many questions you need to ask. You need to get the whole picture. Because you never fix dog behavior. You search for why that dog behavior is present and you fix the underlying issue. You fix the reason of the dog behavior, not the behavior in itself. Which is something AI is terrible at. Let's take a look. I have ChatGPT open right here, so let's just ask it what a dog owner would ask me, which is, my dog attacks everyone who approaches it. This is not just behavior quirk, it's a bite risk, treat it as a safety issue, training issue second. Your dog is going straight to defensive aggression, common drivers, okay. Learned success, fear of strangers, lack of controlled exposure, pain or discomfort, lowering tolerance. None of these are the classical conditioned aggression that I'm talking about. And again, this isn't any help. You need to pin down one exact reason, because how you will treat the aggression depends 100% on why that is. Fear of strangers you will treat very differently than learned success. Learned success would be operant conditioned aggression. Immediate rules, what not to do, training direction, equipment, red flags, what to look for. 4 different options is not helping me, it's not helping the dog. You need to find the one issue, and maybe it's multiple issues working together, that's very possible. But this is not going to help your dog. This will not help any dog at all. So if I upload a video that's completely AI generated about why your dog is aggressive, and I come up with these solutions, you might actually start to adjust what you do around your dog. Okay, next up I'm going to ask ChatGPT about the most misdiagnosed behavioral issue, which is separation anxiety. I have taken multiple courses on separation anxiety specifically. A lot of people ask me how to help their dog with their separation anxiety, and yet I have never in my life seen true separation anxiety. That's because in most of the cases, the dog has either just never learned to be alone, or the dog is just bored. And that's what I'm going to ask ChatGPT about right now. Let's say I have a working line border collie that is alone for 8 hours a day because I am at work, and every single time I get home and everything's destroyed. The reason why everything is destroyed is not separation anxiety, although most people will say that. It's because simply the dog was bored, decided to break stuff, and got rewarded for breaking stuff, because breaking it is just something where he can lose his energy. So let's just say my dog has separation anxiety, what do I do? Separation anxiety is not disobedience, it's panic, treat it like that. Typical signs, what not to do, fix the root, panic when alone. Remove the triggers, build independence inside the house, your pre-departure routine, confinement, daily structure, real world constraints, when to escalate. So ChatGPT immediately tries to treat the separation anxiety while I'm actually not even dealing with separation anxiety. Even when we would be talking about separation anxiety, this is not complete at all. Some of these are a help, some of these are true, is what you would do if your dog has separation anxiety, but it's very incomplete. And separation anxiety specifically is always a individual therapy. I have a lot of files that I send out to people that are dealing with certain behavioral issues. You know, my dog's afraid of strangers. I have this file that I already made, I already wrote it. Here you go, try this, and done. However, with separation anxiety, you cannot do this because separation anxiety is so specific to that one dog and to that family situation that you simply cannot give a one-size-fits-all solution. So 2 issues, both of them wrong. So now I'm going to give ChatGPT an easy one. I'm simply going to say that my puppy is biting me, which is completely normal behavior. So what's actually happening is just normal puppy teething. The vast majority of puppies will eventually teeth. It's not an aggression, it's not aggressive at all. It's just how dogs explore the world. Maybe they want to play, maybe their gums are itchy because the teeth are starting to change. Puppy teething is completely normal, although it does suck, it hurts. And that doesn't mean that you don't need to do anything. You do need to teach your dog that biting is never okay. So I want ChatGPT to say a couple of things. I want it to say that it's not aggression. I want to push back on that. I will say that it's a puppy, so I will say my puppy is biting me. I want it to say that it's not aggression. It's just puppy teething. When you're playing with your dog, you make sure you have something at hand that the moment he tries to bite you, you give that instead. I want ChatGPT to say that biting is not okay, period. You do not stop the biting when it hurts too much. Even if it doesn't hurt at all, you don't put a threshold on it. The moment your puppy bites you, that's not okay. So you just immediately either stop playing, you yelp or scream, that's a positive correction, a verbal correction, and you stop playing immediately. You do not look at your dog, you completely ignore the dog. Or another option, if it persists or if that one option doesn't work, you just put the dog away for 20 to 30 seconds. Maybe in the bathroom, just pick up your dog, put it in the bathroom, close the door, 20-30 seconds, open up the door, play again. Your dog will most likely bite again, and you just repeat that process, and eventually your dog will stop. That's what I want ChatGPT to say. So let's take a look. And this one, I am pretty confident that it will get. Because this issue is not an issue that there's a lot of misconceptions about. It's not hyper-specific that you would need a degree to know or to find the underlying issue. This should be a very common and normal issue because again, most puppies, the majority of puppies will eventually teeth. So, new conversation, let's ask my 5-month-old, let's say Labrador, medium-sized breed, is biting me. Or is biting people, generally. Normal for a 5-month-old Labrador, still unacceptable, that's good. Teething, pain, it's not necessarily pain, could be anything. Over-arousal, yeah. Attention seeking could be an issue, then it would be operantly conditioned. It could be the case. Doesn't matter this much. It's not like the first issue, where having multiple different reasons would be a real issue, because the way you treat it would be the same. It's just puppy teething. Unless it's actually not teething and it is aggression. That's obviously also possible. So what to do? Teeth, touch, skin, interaction ends instantly. That's good. Stand up, turn away. Okay, that's a negative correction. No talking, no pushing. Yeah, perfect. Have a toy ready to redirect. Teach soft mouth. This is where I would disagree. Dogs think very black and white. It's much easier to teach a dog that biting is not okay than it is to allow the dog to bite up until a certain threshold. Because my pain tolerance, or what I find okay, might be completely different than what my partner would find okay. And there is just no real way to be consistent in that. And so teaching a soft mouth I would actually disagree with. No rough play with hands. Makes sense. Also part of prevention. Just like the redirection is actually prevention. Then structure the day. Yeah, okay, when the dog has a structured routine, there's less excitement. Could help, but I don't think that would be the biggest issue right here. Again, at 5 months old, this is a training issue, not aggression. I wouldn't even say this is a training issue. It's just, your puppy is growing. Dogs do not have hands. That's how they interact with the world. But overall, this response is reasonable. This would help most owners. Whereas the first two would not. I hope this proves my point that AI is not accurate enough to deal with these things. AI is not only wrong, but it is confidently wrong. It will not tell you that it is not sure. It will not tell you that it is doubting itself. It will just straight up give you the answer like it is 100% certain, even though it might be completely wrong. AI is not at the point yet where it can accurately help you with specific issues. Ask AI about anything that you personally know a lot about, especially when it comes to things that are open for interpretation, things that are maybe not mechanically. If I would ask ChatGPT about cars, for example, that's a set thing, so I would assume it's correct in that. Although in the past I did ask ChatGPT about an issue I had with my car and it was completely wrong. So even then, it might be wrong. AI simply is not at that point where you can just ask it things and it will give you an accurate answer. AI pulls from the entirety of the internet. It is simply not good at getting things accurately. AI is a great helping tool. I use it to help me write my scripts, but I do not let it write my scripts. I write my script, for example, I give it to AI. Hey, am I missing something? Am I wrong about something? Is there something that I should need to research more? That is what I feel like AI is good at. That's what AI should be used as. Not just asking it a question and hoping to get an accurate response about a topic you don't even know anything about. If you don't have the knowledge to correct AI when it is wrong, you are probably using it for something you shouldn't be using it for. So now that we have done that, and I have hopefully shown you that AI is wrong about dogs and dog behavior a lot of times, let's take a look at one of these videos and see why it is so bad.
Your dog froze mid-hallway, stared straight into your soul, and refused to move. You laughed it off, but what if that single moment was your dog screaming something at you that you've been missing your entire life together? Welcome to Canine Mind. Hit subscribe right now, because every week we decode what your dog is actually trying to tell you. Stay with us, because by the end of this video, everything your dog does will start making a very different process. You're walking through your living room, and there it is, your dog, planted directly in your path with a furry bowl with zero attention button. Sometimes he sits and stares, sometimes he literally steps in front of you mid-stride as if he purpose. Is he being dumb? Is he scared? Is he secretly running out? Here's what most dog owners don't realize. This behavior isn't behind close. And after we break down why your dog walks your path, we're going into something even more confusing. Why your dog barks, not aggressively, every day minutes with 7 shots that leave you completely lost. Because those mean something too. Let's get into it.
And of course we start with AI doing what AI does best. Grabbing your attention and making sure that you are invested in the video before it even starts. Probably the only thing it does right here.
They're claiming you as part of their territory. For dogs, territory isn't just about physical space. It extends to their people. And one of the ways dogs assert that sense of ownership is by occupying high traffic zones. Doorways, hallways, the top of the stairs.
What? What is it even about? I can't find anything on this topic. And trust me, I've looked. This is just completely made up.
By planting themselves in these transitional spaces, your dog is communicating something ancient and instinctual. Everything that moves through here moves through me first. Ethologists who study animal behavior in natural settings have noted that this kind of spatial assertion is deeply embedded in pack animals.
What ethologist are you talking about? Because again, I cannot find anything about this topic. This is an appeal to authority, making sure that you believe what it's saying, even though it is completely made up. The authority it's appealing to literally doesn't even exist. You can't make this shit up. I mean, clearly you can.
Reason 3. They might actually be trying to herd you. This one sounds almost funny until you realize how perfectly it explains the behavior. Herding breeds, Border Collies, Australian Shepherds, Corgis, have an almost irresistible genetic drive to control movement. When they walk directly in front of you, nudge the back of your legs, or circle your feet, they may quite literally be steering you. In their mind, they're doing their job. You're the livestock.
Except that this is not even how herding breeds herd. When they herd, and they could very well be herding you, it means that when you're on a walk with your family, they might circle you to make sure that the group stays together. That is how they herd. They do not herd an individual.
But here's what's fascinating. Even non-herding breeds do this around mealtimes and routines.
If your dog has noticed that...
I just love how obviously the voice just changed, and somehow people don't even seem to notice.
And routines.
If your dog has noticed that when you walk toward the kitchen at 6 in the evening, food tends to appear, they'll start intercepting your path earlier and earlier, trying to move the process along. Does your dog do this right before dinner or a walk? That's not coincidence. That's a highly observant animal who has memorized your entire schedule and decided to participate in it.
Non-herding breeds herding you around mealtime, maybe they're just excited to go eat. Maybe they're just excited to go for their walk, and if it's a daily routine, they know when it's that time, so they get excited. It has nothing to do with herding you or trying to control you or your space.
Control and a big personality. Some dogs just have big personalities, and if you consistently reroute yourself around your dog without ever asking them to move, you may be handing over small but real amounts of household authority. Veterinary behaviorists avoid overusing the word dominance because it's been misunderstood for decades, but there is a real concept around spatial priority in canine social dynamics. A dog who always occupies prime real estate and is never asked to move may develop an elevated sense of their own status. The solution isn't punishment. When your dog blocks your path, don't step over or around them. Use a calm cue, a word, a hand signal, a gentle tap of your leg, and wait for them to move. Then reward them when they do. You're not being harsh, you're being clear. Tell us in the comments, who's really running your hallway right now?
This is what I mean when I say that these channels with their false information could actually harm your dog. This is a very mild example, although it is dominance theory, so it can be pretty severe. Why would your dog have to move every single time when you need to pass it? You don't need to tell it to get up every single time. If the dog picks a spot where it feels safe and comfortable, but it isn't convenient to you, maybe just let the dog stay there. It's not trying to control you, it's not trying to control your space. If you keep telling the dog to move, your dog will just not have a space where it feels safe anymore. Your dog will lie down naturally on places that it enjoys most. Why would you take that away from your dog? This is why it's so important for your dog to have a safe space. If your dog has a safe space where it knows it can just lie down and feel comfortable, that lowers your dog's overall stress, even if it's not lying there. If your dog knows that it cannot lie down anywhere because at any moment you might show up and tell it to move, your dog will simply not be able to relax anymore. Your dog will have more stress throughout the day. Even if it's not lying down, just because it knows that, hey, I cannot lie down properly anywhere. Your dog just remembers that almost every time I lie down, whenever my owner stands up, I need to move. That's what the dog remembers. This can harm your relationship with your dog. This can make your dog more stressed throughout. This is horrible advice. It has absolutely nothing to do with trying to control you or control space. So with this we have tackled 3 topics in a row, so that just ended there. The first one was completely made up. The second one we tackled was false, but also mostly incomplete, because herding dogs can herd you, but the premise was false. The way herding dogs herd you is false. And then the third one could actually harm your dog. Not physically, but mentally. This could harm your relationship with your dog. Horrible advice. Do not follow anything this channel or any AI channel is saying. Here's the thing. AI is a great tool. But AI is often wrong, and it is confidently wrong. I ask you right now to ask AI something about a field of study that you're passionate about, that you know a lot about. And you will find that when you ask it some targeted questions, AI will very likely be wrong. You should never blindly believe AI. It is simply not at the point where you can ask it questions about something you don't know anything about and expect an accurate result. AI is a great helping tool. But if you ask it about something you don't know anything about yourself and you cannot correct it when it is wrong, you are probably using it for something you shouldn't be using it for. And this is what these channels are doing. These channels do not care about spreading false information. Whoever is behind this doesn't know anything about dogs, nor does he care about dogs. He only cares about making money. He's farming your attention. You are only a product for this channel's monetization. Do not fall for it. And I'm sure that there's a lot of people that do realize that this is AI, but simply do not care because they still believe that even though it is AI, the information provided would probably be correct. I hope that I have now shown you that it is not. It is harmful. Avoid it. I know this video wasn't as positive as the others I make, but I think it's an important one to make, so please share this information with as many people as you know. Subscribe if you actually want to learn something about your dog and dog behavior. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.